This is Genesis for the modern automobile, Mercedes-Benz. No pressure, but after a century of motoring, these cars should be the very best there is, right? Well, early on with the CLA, we've hit a bit of a snag. I should be excited, shouldn't I? This is a Mercedes-Benz we're talking about here, so I should be excited. But I look down, where are my gears? Where's my gears? They've moved the gears. Guess where they've put them, right? Here, where the windscreen wipers and indicators are. Why have you done that? Convenience? It's not convenient. I've got to relearn how to drive a car based on where the gears have been moved to. That's irritating. That's not helpful. Am I just an old fart in a 30-year-old's body? I must be, because I find that ridiculously irritating. I'm sorry, I just do. I know perfectly well that Mercedes cars all have this gear positioning here behind the steering wheel, but that doesn't mean I have to like it. It's confusing if you've spent the entirety of your driving life doing something one way to then say, have one brand, Mercedes, say, we're going to teach you how to do it a different way. Well, it certainly drives like a Mercedes. Or at least how I imagine a Mercedes to drive. You see, of all the car companies on the planet, the Mercedes has always been the hole in my education, the gap. Before today, I had never driven a Mercedes-Benz. Of course, I've seen thousands of them. I dreamt about owning a Mercedes CLA GTR when I was a teenager. But this is my first actual driving experience in a Mercedes. The engine is, I will say, a very impressive part of this car. It is the 4-cylinder turbo automatic diesel. But here's the catch. It's front wheel drive. Really? A Mercedes front wheel drive? It's a bit like giving Sebastian Vettel a Chupa Chups lollipop. Oh, see, I've just done it. I've just done the big problem. I went to go and sort out my windscreen wipers, and what happens? I accidentally pop it into neutral. I popped it into neutral because that's where the gears are. I've got to twiddle this thing for the windscreen wiper. That's pointless. That is actually pointless. It's not helpful. It's irritating. This does appear to be a bit of a baby Mercedes. 143 miles an hour top speed, 170 brake horsepower, 8.2 seconds to go from 0 to 60, and front wheel drive. I wonder who this is appealing to.
I gather that this is the kind of Mercedes you'd give your son or daughter if you weren't quite ready for them to have a decent amount of horsepower, but you still want to spoil them. Have a Mercedes, darling. It's the CLA class. Yes, work your way forward. Work your way up from there. See, I'm trying to clean my windscreen. How do I clean my windscreen? I've got my wipers going, yes, but it's just throwing muck and rubbish all over it. Oh, I've got this second one, have I? No, that's my speed limiter. I don't get it. This should not be a science lesson. It's driving a car. Here's the other thing that's iffy and suspicious. I was reading the specs of this, and according to Mercedes, this car can do, wait for it, 62 miles to the gallon. Really? Really? 62 miles to the gallon? I doubt that. I really doubt that. I imagine 42 is probably closer to the mark. 62 miles to the gallon. Who told them to release that figure? Nico Rosberg's press agent? Some leprechaun on the shoulder of one of the chief designers? Go on, say it'll be 62. No one will check. No one will ask you. There's no way this car could do 62 miles to the gallon. No way. Nah. I've just done it again. I've just hit the wrong thing because I'm so used to that being my windscreen, that being my indicator. I don't know, maybe I'm just
not meant to drive a Mercedes-Benz, but I thought Mercedes-Benz were cooler than this. I thought they were more exciting.
But I can't be a stick in the mud forever. I mean, after all, this is a very popular brand of car. The Mercedes CLA range has its own forum online with over 20,000 users. So it must be doing something right.
I get it though, guys. I hear you all screaming, don't diss it, it's a Mercedes-Benz, for goodness sake. How can you be so insulting about a car as beautiful as a Mercedes? Well, just look at the interior, right? Look at the inside of this car. Are you seeing anything in particular that grabs you as, wow? Ooh! No, neither am I. It's average, it's ordinary. I could well be sitting in a Hyundai or a Saab or a Volvo or even a Ford. It just doesn't have any character. It's got no personality, no charisma. It doesn't fill me full of va-va-voom or verve or je ne sais quoi or Vorsprung durch Technik or any of these car phrases. It just feels bland. And while we're on the subject of kind of factors, you know this space where the gear shift is supposed to be? There's nothing here. There's compartments for things. I don't need these compartments for things. I've got a cup holder which can extend out once I bring this arm up. I've got like 2 cup holders there, a massive section which has got a USB port, and I've got another hole here and another hole here. I don't need any of this storage. It's pointless. It is actually lunacy. I'd rather you just put the gear shift back there and give me something to grab hold of when I'm changing gear. It might make it a bit more fun. It just feels like I'm driving a sofa bed. It's boring.
To put a positive spin on things then, I'm going to cheer myself up and hope that the car improves as I go. So off to another old haunt, the beautiful seaside town of Malden.
I grew up not too far away from here and I actually quite like Malden as a town. I used to love coming here when I was a kid. And I thought, just maybe, even though I'm in a car I'm not really enjoying, if I come to somewhere I like, it'll make things a bit better. It doesn't, it really doesn't. It's difficult because on paper, this is a Mercedes-Benz and I should enjoy it. Because as a rule, you should enjoy Mercedes-Benzes. I mean, come on, Janis Joplin is famous for singing about one. But, it's just naff. Do you know, the word naff is never used enough nowadays. It's got everything you'd expect from a decent, top-of-the-grade Mercedes. Climate control, Bluetooth, map pilot navigation, heated seats, rain sensor, tyre pressure monitor, hill start assist, AMG alloy wheels. It's gorgeous in the interior. Cruise control, start stop function, speed limiter, active parking assist, reverse camera. But I can't get over this idea that it's trying desperately to claim that it does 62 miles to the gallon, and I just don't believe it. I just don't believe it.
And then there's that gear lever behind the steering wheel. The right way to do it, apparently.
Well, tell me this, if it's the right way, why is nobody else doing it? Ah! It's a frustration I can't live with. And unfortunately, the rest of the car just isn't nice enough for me to get over that. I just can't get over it. And that, it's like when you play a fantastic video game, it's the best video game you've ever played, and right in the middle of it, your girlfriend comes in and punches you in the stomach. You just don't need that. It ruins everything. I'm afraid this car and I are not going to be friends. It's a shame, but there it is. I don't think we can get along. Sorry, Murky. You shall forever be known as the Murky Merc. Well, you can't say I didn't give it a good go, but I'm afraid that with the Mercedes CLA, I'm going to have to do to this what most boyfriends wish they had the courage to do to their girlfriends at the end of the relationship. Just be honest and tell it like it is. It isn't me. It's you.